Hi friends, good morning and welcome to the demo session friends. This is a
Very
demo
good
on
morning.
cloud. Yeah, Jay Prakash, very good morning to you too. Okay, so this is our first demo session and we have at least 2 more demo sessions on cloud. So what we try to do in these demo sessions is we'll just try to understand the basics of cloud. We'll see what is cloud and we will see where cloud can take us in our career, what are the job opportunities we have, and we'll try to understand why cloud is in so much demand actually. So these are some of the basic things we'll try to understand. Okay, so before we start this session, I just want to make one thing very clear here. This is a live session, you know this very well. This is a live session and every session will be recorded here, whether it is a demo session or a regular session. Every session will be recorded here. So once you finish the session, the recordings will be shared with you. The starting 2-3 sessions, which are the demo sessions, which will be shared, which will be available on the YouTube. Okay, DURGASOFT people have a YouTube channel. So the starting 2-3 demo sessions will be available directly on the YouTube. And after that, once we start our regular classes, the sessions will be shared with the people who have joined for this particular class. Okay, for this particular course. So again, every session is recorded here. That is one thing. And recordings will be shared with the students. That is the second thing. And whenever you attend any live session, you should have the option and opportunity to interact with the trainer. See, I'm expecting most of your freshers here. Okay. So whatever doubts you have, whatever questions you have, you know what you should do? You should simply send me a question in the chat box. Like I already received the question from Rajiv. He said like how long this course will take. I'll come to all the details here, my friend. But maximum this course can take around 50 days, 45 to 50 days. Okay. So the chat box is always open. I'm sending a message in the chat box. I just said hello there. So whenever you have any doubt, feel free to send your question in the chat box. Okay, feel free to send your question in the chat box. And if you want to talk to me directly at the end of the class, you can unmute yourself and you can talk to me directly. So there is no option from my side. I have not blocked you. I have not, disabled the muting option to you. So each and everything is available there for sure. Okay, each and everything is with you. So the chat box is open as well as the muting and unmuting option is there with you. But it's better in the middle of the session, just try to keep calm. And once we finish our topic, once we finish our class, at the end of the session, we have the option of, unmuting yourself and interacting with me. So please just follow this basic protocol so that, our sessions will be more organized. Okay. Now, there is one more question here. By doing this course, which certifications can we do? See, certifications is actually the easiest thing you can do. As of now, as a friendly suggestion, I can say one thing: better concentrate more on the learning process. Certification is the easiest thing you do in cloud or in any networking course or any IT course. How to do the certification, which certification you can go with, whether to go with like practitioner certification or whether to go with AWS solution architect certification. I'll explain you all the details. Okay. As of now, I'm just saying a very simple thing. Certification is not at all a big deal here, my friend. You just need to know the concept first. Certification will not get a job. Certification will not, work for us, right? We should know the concept because at the end of the day, as a administrator, I'll be working for a company. I'll be providing the services. Okay. But again, coming to certificates, I'll come to the certificates in great details. Fine. Now, okay, is this course for either developer or for admin or both? This is majorly for admin, and whatever topics we learn in admin, actually the same topics will be available in developers. And after completing the administration part, then you have to go with the topics that are available in the developers part. First, we need to start with the administration part, and then we have to go with developers. Directly, we cannot go with developers. If you go with the AWS, course pattern or AWS certification pattern, they are saying like first go with this practitioner or the administration course, then go with the developers course. Whatever we are learning here, it is mandatory for everyone to learn. It is mandatory for every person to learn. Then we have different paths. Okay. Now, before we see anything, let me just introduce myself here. so that you will get the good idea like what experience I have in my career. Okay, so I'm Shakeel here, friends. I have 14 plus years of working. I have 14 plus experience in the IT industry. Hmm? I started my career way back in 2007 actually. And when I started my career as a Windows Server admin. Maybe some of you know what is Windows Server admin, or maybe some of you are freshers. So Windows Server administrator is a person who knows about Windows servers, who can install, configure, manage, troubleshoot the Windows servers. Okay, so back in those days, 2005, 2007, 2009, Windows servers were like very highly demanded servers. Till today, we are in 2023. The date today is 2nd August 2023. If you know Windows Server Administration, that is one of the easy way to get a job in your IT industry actually. So it's not like the demand has gone and demand is not there about Windows Server. Windows servers will be always in demand for sure. So I started my career way back in 2007 on this Windows servers. Okay. Now in those days, whenever we used to learn Windows servers, we used to go with the other concept also, that is your network administration part. I hope you know there are some courses like CCNA, CCNP, CCIE. These are the courses that are related with networks, and these are the courses that are dealing with the computer network devices like routers, switches, and firewalls and all those things. Okay, so I did my networking part also. Okay, and whenever you talk about the Windows servers, my friend, we simply cannot skip our Linux server, right? So I know my Windows Server Administration as well as my Linux Server Administration. Across the globe, more than 95% cases in every company or the internet or within the company, either we use Windows servers or either we go with the Linux servers. There is no if and there is no but here. In Windows Server, okay, we have different versions, and in Linux Server, we have like different companies like Red Hat, Ubuntu, SUSE, Debian, CentOS. We have like different companies, but overall, Windows servers and Linux servers are the two servers we have across the globe. Whenever you connect to any application over the internet, that application is running either on Windows server or either on Linux server. Okay, so I have gone through these Windows as well as the Linux servers. Okay, fine. Then, whenever you see the terminology security, you always need to understand one thing. Security is a very major part of our IT industry. Security is a very major part of our computer networks. Do you want security for your WhatsApp messages? Do you want security for your online transaction? Do you want security for the shopping that you do over the internet? The answer is yes, right? So security is indeed a very major part of our life, very major part of our computer networks. So security also I have done in my career. Okay, firewalls and all those things. I know what is a firewall. I know how to configure a firewall and all the other details. Okay. Now you might have, you might know about the security concept also, at least the name. Okay, but the technology which I'm writing now, it is called virtualization technology. I'm not sure how many people are aware of this virtualization technology. I have quite a good experience on this virtualization technology. I have trained many people on virtualization technology till 2020, 2019, 2020. I have trained people on this virtualization technology. Now, why this virtualization technology is so much in demand, or why this virtualization technology is such a big technology? I'll answer this in a very simple question, a simple way. Because of this virtualization technology, my friend, we have the concept of cloud. Virtualization technology is a base of cloud computing. So what are the similarities? What are the differences? It will take at least one session for me to go through all the differences here. So as of now, I'm not going with any of the differences. Hopefully very soon we'll just discuss what is virtualization and what are the types of virtualizations we have and how the virtualization is related with the cloud computing. All the details we will see very soon. But as of now, I have experience on this virtualization also. Now, in the end, I have been in cloud for like 5-6 years now. Actually, cloud computing is there from the year 2006. AWS people, they started providing cloud computing from the year 2006. Before I even started learning Windows Server Administration, AWS people started providing cloud. But by the year 2016 or 2017, cloud was not that much in demand because, some other technologies were, there, like virtualization was there, which was like, a very good technology. So cloud was not that much in demand. There were like many issues related to cloud till 2015, 16, 17. But by the year we enter in 2016 and 17, cloud has developed so much, security wise, performance wise, okay, services wise. Cloud has developed so much that from the year 2017 or 2018, every company started moving their infrastructure into cloud. If not everything, at least some part was moving on the cloud. At least some part was moving on the cloud. So cloud is something which is, started gaining more popularity from the year 2017 or 2018. Okay. Today, the situation is so, uh, developed around the cloud that, whenever we connect to the internet, we are indeed connecting to cloud. We simply cannot finish our day's work in a company without connecting ourselves to the cloud. We simply cannot use internet. We cannot imagine using internet without connecting ourselves to the cloud. So cloud today has become such a major part of our life and such a major part of every company. Okay, so we are in year 2023. You know this very well. From now, cloud is the present and cloud is the future. The only thing that can happen to cloud from now is the cloud can simply expand. The cloud technology will simply expand and it will take you to different places. Okay, so cloud will improve, cloud will expand, more services will be added, more demand will be there in cloud. Okay, more administrators are needed. So these are some of the things that I need to, add about myself. This is my career here, friends. So these are the things I know in my career. And you know what is the best part here? When I started learning cloud computing way back in 2017, 16 somewhere, I realized cloud computing is something which came from the previous technology. Cloud computing is not a completely new technology. In cloud, you have the concepts of virtualization. You have the concepts of security. You have the concepts of Linux, network, and Windows. So it was so easy for me to learn cloud computing because my background was completely, when I think sometime, I feel like, okay, for last 12, 13, 14 years, I was preparing myself for cloud in a way. Because whatever I did in my 14, 15 years career, everything is coming into cloud. We have the Windows servers in cloud, Linux servers in cloud. Security is there in cloud, virtualization is there in cloud. Networking concept is there in cloud. So everything, whatever I have done in my career, everything is there in cloud. Now what it means? Do I need to know all these things before I start learning cloud? Answer is no. If you know Linux administration, then it is well and good. If you know security or Windows administration, then it is well and good. If you know a course like CCNA, then it is well and good, but it's not mandatory, my friend. Let me just answer one question loud and clear here. If you are a fresher here, my friend, let's say some of you have already finished the bachelor's or master's maybe last year. You are completely freshers, or this year actually. Okay, we are in August, right? So this year, some of you have already finished your college or university. If you are a fresher and if you know how to use a computer, and if you have an internet connection, you're 100% eligible to start your career in cloud computing. Whatever pre-requirements are needed to learn cloud computing, whatever pre-requirements are there to understand cloud computing, I'll be covering all the pre-requirements in our classes, my friend. Whenever we start any topic, we'll just start from very basic, the scratch level, what we say, and we'll go to the advanced level. Okay, so if someone is here with some background, like say Linux background, or someone is having some experience in a company, maybe someone was a programmer sometime, they want to shift, they want to move their career from one path to another path. So whatever people are here, from whatever background you are here, my friend, there is absolutely no need for you to worry, because whenever I start a topic, I'll be starting the topic from very, very basic. Then I'll take you to the advanced level. So if the question is, are there any pre-requirements needed to learn cloud computing? My answer is, whatever pre-requirements you need, I'll be covering all the pre-requirements before I take you to the major topic. For example, the most important service in cloud is actually called as EC2 service. This is the most important service you have. EC2 service, when you go with this EC2, you should know something about Windows servers, Linux servers, networking part, and the security part. So when we go with this EC2, I will put EC2 service in such a way that you will understand what is security in EC2, how to create a Linux EC2 machine and a Windows EC2 machine, and what is the networking part in that particular EC2 machine. Okay, so I'll try to use my experience on all the different technologies, and I'll try to present the cloud computing concept in the best way possible. Okay, so fine, let us set the agenda here now. So what is the agenda for today? And this will be the agenda for next 2 classes. Totally, we have 3 demo classes. So please try to attend the next couple of classes also, because in one day, it's not possible for me to address each and every basic thing. I need some time. I need at least 2 more sessions to go through all the basics. And obviously next 2 sessions are free. You can use the same link and you can join the session. No one is asking you to pay money for at least, next 2 sessions. So after, completing the 2 sessions, you will be in a position to decide whether to continue or whether to continue with cloud or not, whatever. Then you can take your decision. But please try to continue the session tomorrow as well as after tomorrow, so that you can get the best idea and best concept of cloud. Okay, I can say one thing: cloud is the present, cloud is the future. But still, I'm in India, right? We are in India. Most of the people I can see here are from India. Cricket is everything in India, right? Cricket is everything. But when I say a person like Sania Nehwal, who is she, right? She is not a cricketer, but she is still a very famous person, a very famous sports personality in India. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is, okay, cloud is a trending technology. Cloud is very, cool, very good for your career and all those things. But maybe, I'm not interested in cloud. I'm interested in some other technology. That is also possible, right? So first of all, before you take the decision whether to go with cloud or whether to go with some other technology, first get the clear idea of cloud. What exactly is cloud? Then only you'll be in a position to decide, okay, whether to go with cloud or not. So for that, you should come for next 2 sessions. Okay. So what is cloud computing? This is one question. And the second question here is, who can learn cloud computing? Or let me just select pre-requirements for cloud computing. As of now, I can say one thing here, my friend, like I have already discussed this. Pre-requirements, there are no such pre-requirements here. And whatever pre-requirements we need, I'll cover all the pre-requirements for you. So if you're a fresher with zero knowledge of industry experience, if you're a fresher with zero knowledge of anything that is happening in the IT industry, there is absolutely no need for you to worry here, my friend. I'll be taking you from the basics and I'll be taking you to the advanced level. Okay, you are at the right place. So just try to follow the process. Hopefully, you will be getting the best understanding and the best knowledge of cloud. Okay, now let us address the big fish. Let us see what is cloud now. Okay, and before I go to what is cloud, remember the protocol. Chat box is open here. It will be open every time. I'm not disabling chat box here. And if you want to talk to me directly, you have the option of unmuting yourself and you can talk to me directly. But better keep that, interacting session through your voice call and all these things at the end of the day, at the end of the class. In the middle of the class, let us try to keep the sessions neat and clean, because every session is recorded here, right? Fine. Now with this, let us go and see what is cloud. Now there are 2 examples I want to take here to make you understand what is cloud here. The one example I can take here is data. See, what is the most important thing in a company, or most important thing we have in our computer or mobile phone or over the internet? Of course, that is data. Data can be any data. It can be some document, some PPT file, or it can be some message, or it can be some bank transaction. Okay, it can be anything. Data can be in any form. Data can be in any form. So the question here is, where exactly we will store our data? Where exactly we can store our data? I'm asking this very simple question to you, friends. Hopefully I'll get an answer from your side. My question is, let's say you have some data with you. You have a data in your mobile phone. What is the data in your mobile phone? The data in your mobile phone is obviously your photos, maybe, right? In most of the cases, it will be your photos or some videos that you have taken in your family gathering or some party or maybe on a tour with your friends and all those things. Now, I'm asking a very simple question to you. Can you tell me the photos and the videos that you have in your mobile phone, are they 100% safe and secure? Can you say like, okay, these photos will be available with me forever? Have you ever faced any experience like the photos are deleted? The answer I'm getting here is no. No one can say with 100% guarantee like the photos that are there in the mobile phone are 100% safe and secure. Because anytime, like, normally we see we are, playing with our friends somewhere and the phone we have lost. So once you lose your phone, whatever the photos there, obviously everything is gone. Okay. And let's go to the company. What we have in company? In company, we have data. People are working on a particular project, so they will create a lot of documents there. So once they created documents, they will save the documents in a server. Okay, now can you please tell me server is completely safe to store data? Okay, when you hear the terminology server, you may feel like, okay, it's a very, very secure device, very fast device, very intelligent device. So, okay, we can assume like the data which is there in a server is very secure and very protected. That is correct, actually. But no one can say on the face of the earth that the data that is there in their server is completely protected or completely safe or it will be available every time. So the problem with our data, whether it is our photos or videos, or whether it is our bank transactions, whether it is your SMS or messages, or any sort of data, the problem here is it's very difficult for us to secure our data in our device. Okay, it is very difficult for us to keep protection on the data and to keep the data secure in our device. Now I'll do one thing. What I'll do here is I'll just go to a Google Drive. How many of you know Google Drive? I'm expecting everyone you know about this Google Drive, right? What you see here, drive.google.com. So once you create an email account in your Gmail server, once you create an email account, you know what happens? A Google Drive will be created with a capacity of 15 GB. Every person will get 15 GB free space from Google Drive. Now you may be thinking 15 GB is very less, but actually 15 GB is more here, my friend, because when you store some documents over the internet, what will be the size of a document? It will be like 2 MB, 3 MB, 5 MB. Now just see 15 GB is how much? 15 GB is approximately 15,000 MB. So 15 GB is actually a very huge space. 15 GB is a very huge space for us. Okay. So what we do here is to keep our data safe and secure. What we do, we go and connect to Google company, drive.google.com. And in this drive.google.com, what I can do here, I can simply create a folder here. Let us say family photos. I just created a folder here with the name family photos here. Now what I'll do here, I'll go inside this family photos. I will right click here. I will upload a file. I'm just uploading a file. Let us imagine the photos are, let's say this file is a photo. IP addressing file is, for example, let's say this is a photo. Okay, I'll just say open. Now see what happens here. In my Google Drive, in my family photo, I've just uploaded a particular file. Now, where is that particular file located? Is it located in my physical computer or physical laptop or in my mobile phone? No, this particular file is located in Google server. So when you hear the name Google, you feel like it's a very big company. Of course, it's a very big company. Amazon, Microsoft, Google. Can you name any bigger company than this? No, right? Maybe we can say IBM is there, okay? And Oracle is there, okay? We have Cisco, we have some other companies, but Amazon, Microsoft, and Google are the three biggest companies we have. So what we did out of these three companies, we have connected to the Google server and we have uploaded our photo inside this Google server. Now, what is the advantage here? The advantage here is the photo that we have uploaded in the Google server, it is, at least 1,000 times more safe and secure in the Google server compared to my device, my mobile phone or my laptop. Okay, today is the date like 2nd August 2023. Whatever mobile phone I am using or whatever laptop I am using, can I use my laptop till let's say 2033 for next 10 years? Of course, no, right? But Google server will be there for next 10 years. The file that I have uploaded in the Google server, it will be there for next 10 years or next 20 years or next 50 years. Of course, right? So the concept of cloud here is instead of keeping the data in our local device, it can be a laptop or it can be a mobile phone, or majorly in a company, it will be a server actually. So instead of keeping data within our company in our local device, what we do now, we connect to a company like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Oracle, Cisco, Juniper. There are many companies. You know what these companies will do? They will say, we have storage available. We have huge storage available. If you want to store your data on our storage, connect to our storage and store your data on our storage. I repeat, company like Amazon, Microsoft and Google, they says, listen, you have some data. You want to store your data in your server. You can store your data in your server, but there is no guarantee that the server will run every time. There can be some technical issues in your server. Okay, so instead of storing data in your server, we have a lot of storage available in our data centers. Amazon is saying, Microsoft is saying, Google is saying, we have a lot of storage available in our data centers. So you can simply connect to our data centers and store the data in our data centers. So what we do, we will maintain your data. We will make a copy of your data. We will keep one copy in Mumbai. We will keep one copy in Sydney. We will keep one copy somewhere in USA. We will keep one copy somewhere in Europe. We will keep one copy somewhere in, let's say, China. We'll keep copies in different locations. What we do, we will keep your data copies in different locations. In case if the Mumbai server is not working, we can get back your copy from Sydney server. In case if the Sydney server is not working, we can get back your copy from, let's say, London server. In case if the London server is not working, we can get back your copy from, let's say, Brazil server. Now, this is such a big relief here, right? They have backups available in multiple locations. Imagine I have a server with me. I have kept all my data inside this particular server, inside this particular storage. At any time, there can be an issue with this storage. There can be some technical issues. There can be some virus. Okay, there is some power fluctuation, so the device can burn. So it's an electronic device, so there can be problem at any time. So if the device is not working, if it is burned, what about my data? I lost my data. So instead of keeping data in your local server, what we do now, we just connect to this cloud. What is cloud here? Google server is a cloud. Google server is not there in my company, or it is not there in my home. Where is the Google server? It is available somewhere in the Google company. So from my home or from my company, by using a normal internet connection, I can connect to the Google server and I can upload the data in the Google server. So what Google people will do, they will maintain my data. They will provide security to my data. They will keep multiple copies of my data in different physical locations. So if anything is happening, let us say in Sydney, or anything is happening, let's say in Tokyo, anytime earthquake can come, any natural disaster can occur. So still there is no problem, right? So if I upload the data in the Tokyo, the data will be available in Mumbai. The data can be available in Dubai. Data will be available in Paris. Data will be available somewhere in New York. So much security I'm getting for my data here, friends. This is a concept of cloud. Keeping your data at some other location is cloud. Storing your data at some other server is cloud. Google is not my company, right? I'm not keeping any, I'm not managing anything from the Google company. So this is a drive.google.com. So I just connected to Google server and I have simply uploaded my file in this Google server. So uploading the file in a Google server is uploading your data over the cloud. Such a simple concept, right? So whatever data we have in companies, see, the backbone of any company is the data, the business data, transactions, whatever is there, that is your data, right? So the backbone of every company is data. So if some other company is taking responsibility of your data, and you know how much responsibility? 99.99999 actually, 11 nines. This much guarantee a AWS or a Microsoft or a Google provider. A cloud provider will give this much guarantee for your data. 99.99999%. It's not 100%, but the next level is only 100 now. Now, can I give that much data guarantee on my data which is there in my mobile phone or in my laptop? No. No one can select my data in my mobile phone or my data in my laptop or a desktop or in my server is like even 80% safe and secure. That's literally not possible. But once you store your data in cloud, how much guarantee we are getting here? 99.99999%. You know why that much guarantee is available here? Just now I said you, right? If you upload a data in Tokyo, a backup file will be available in Dubai. One more backup file is available in London. One more backup file is available in New York. Now just see the difference between Tokyo and Dubai, Dubai and London, London and New York. If something is happening in Dubai data center, still our data is safe and secure in London, New York and Tokyo. This is what cloud is all about, my friend. I hope you got the idea about cloud. We are saving or we are storing data over a server or in a data center, which is not under our control. The data center is under the control of a cloud provider. Who is a cloud provider? Amazon, Microsoft, Google. These are the cloud providers. So they are providing you this storage so that you can store the data over the storage, over their storage. So as of now, when you connect to the Amazon data center, you know, there are some billions of companies who are storing data in the Amazon data center. There are some billions of people who are storing data in the Google data center. Such a simple option here, right? Now, let us go with one more very important example here. It will be a bit more technical example, so just try to understand this carefully. And like I said, the chat box is always open. You have the option of sending your questions in chat box at any time. Application. Now, what exactly you think? What exactly you know about a application? Can I get any answer, please? What is application? It's a very common terminology we use in computer networks, right? Application. Okay, let me just give some examples. You know, whenever you connect to the internet, you're connected to some application. Website is the application. By using your mobile phone, whenever you access anything, like suppose you pay some money through PhonePe or Google Pay or Paytm, there is the application. You're sending a message to me, let's say on WhatsApp or Snapchat, there is the application. Okay, and let's say you're simply, you know, playing some game, there is the application. Or let's say you're ordering some food on Swiggy or Zomato, there is the application. Or let's say you're, you know, booking any cab on Ola or Uber, there is the application. So just check your mobile phone here, friends. How many applications you have in your mobile phone? Obviously, there are many applications available in mobile phone, right? So what we do every day, whenever we use internet, we just connect to some applications. So whatever names I have given here, Swiggy, Zomato, Ola, Uber, WhatsApp, okay, PhonePe, Google Pay, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Yahoo Messenger, or, you know, Google Gmail services, each and everything is indeed a application. So whenever we connect to internet, we connect to the application. Without application, there is nothing, my friend. Okay, there are different types of applications available, like a web application, email application, file application, database application, okay, gaming application, banking application. So there are different types of applications available, but at the end of the day, we are connecting to the application. Now the question here is where exactly the application is running. This is a very big question that we need to understand. So please give me another 10 to 12 minutes so that I can address this very important question in cloud. And the question is where exactly the application is running. And the simple answer here is to run any application. These are the conditions here, my friend. I am the user here. I am sitting here. What I'll do, I'll just connect to the application here, right? Like WhatsApp, PhonePe, Swiggy, Ola, any game, any banking application, whatever. We just connect to the application. 99% cases, we don't think where exactly the application is running. Who is managing this application? There is no need for me to think, right? 99% cases, a normal person is not thinking like where exactly the application is running. But now we are cloud administrators. We are related with this particular technology, right? So we should know what is there beyond this application, what is there in the backside of this application. You know where the application is running here? Every application that we have over the internet, this application is running on a server operating system. It can be Windows or it can be Linux. Remember when I was introducing myself, I told you, right? I have experience on Windows and Linux. And then I said more than 95% servers across the globe, they are running either on Windows servers or Linux servers. Okay. So an application is running on a Windows server or Linux server. Now, where your operating system will run? A server operating system. Server operating system will run on the server hardware. What is a hardware? Like if you take the hardware example of your laptop, you have a CPU, i3, i5, i7, you have some RAM, 8 GB, 16 GB something, you have some hard disk, 500 GB, 1 TB, whatever, and there is a NIC card. So this is your server hardware here, my friend. So whenever you try to run any application for your company, you know what you do? The first thing you do here is you take a server hardware. Next, you take your server operating system. Next, you install your application. And then your application is ready for your users. This is the process. Server hardware, server operating system, and then we are running our applications. For last many decades, this is the process we follow. There is no problem here. This is the process we have to follow. These are the 3 layers that we need to follow. But you know, where is the problem here actually? The problem is in this server hardware. You know how much a server hardware will cost you? It can cost you $3,000. It can cost you $7,000. It can cost you $15,000. It depends on the server configuration. A server is a very costly device. Server is a physical machine. It is a very costly device. It will cost you some thousands of dollars. Let us imagine a scenario. You are taking a server with, let's say, $6,000. You are spending this much money for a server. You know what is the breaking news here? You cannot see a company, my friend, where there is only one server available. That is literally not possible. In a small company also, you may see 20, 30 servers. Medium company, 50, 80, 100, 200, 300 servers. Big company, 500, 700, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 servers. Now just see the number of servers we have in a company. Too many, right? So let us say we are working in a company where there are 100 servers. So 6,000 multiplied by 100, how much? Is it $6 lakh? This is $6 lakh. So if we just convert this $6 lakh in Indian rupees, it will be more than 5 crore Indian rupees. Now listen, my friend, this is a very important point here. Please try to understand carefully. Let us say you started a business, or there is a company, they are starting a business. So the first thing they should do for their business is they need to bring server hardware, because everything runs on a server, right? Data is here on server, applications are running on server, emails are coming on server, website is running on server. So everything will be there on server. Okay. So how many servers they need? They need totally 100 servers. It's just a, small or a bit bigger than small company. It's not a big company. It's just a bit bigger than a small company. So, but still in that company, how many servers they need? They need 100 servers. So for these 100 servers, how much money they need to spend here? They need to spend 5 crore Indian rupees. Now, please don't tell me like 5 crore Indian rupees is like a less amount. No way, right? 5 crore Indian rupees is indeed a very handsome amount for a small company, especially for a small company. If you think about Ambani's and, Tata's and Birla's, maybe 5 crore rupees is not a big deal for them. But majority of companies are small companies, right? And for them, 5 crore rupees is indeed a big amount. So is it possible for them to spend 5 crore rupees? They have to do it, right? There is no other option. They have to do it. There was no other option. I can say in this way, there was no other option. So they have to spend 5 crore rupees to bring 100 physical servers. Then what to do? They need to bring this server operating system. Server operating system is not free. They have to take the license. So they need to spend more money on server operating system, and then the application they can run there. Such a big story here, right? Bring the server hardware, bring the server operating system and run your application. Actually, story will not end here. We cannot take only server hardware. We cannot take only 100 servers. You know what we have to do? We have to take something called firewalls. We have to take something called routers. We have to take switches. We have to take storage device. We have to take cables. We have to make a rack. We have to make a complete data center. So the cost of this data center can be around 10 crore rupees. And by the way, again, this is a small company or a medium level company, right? But how much money they are spending here? 10 crore rupees they are spending. Why they are spending that much money? Because they need to bring 100 servers, some firewalls, some routers, many switches, lot of storage, lot of cables and lot of racks. After they bring all these devices, a data center will be ready. And now we can run our application there and users can connect to the application. So when you connect to flipkart.com or swiggy.com, Ola or Uber, WhatsApp, when you connect to any of this application, just remember one thing in the background, my friend. That particular application is running on a server OS. That particular application is running on a server OS. Server OS is running on a server hardware. And for this server hardware, we need firewalls, routers, switches, storage, cables, and all those things. This is the infrastructure a company have to take. Okay, let me show you one example here. I hope you are able to follow me. Like I said, the chat box is always open. Please try to keep the sessions very interactive. That will help you as well as the other participants in the group. Okay, so this is your data center here, my friend. It looks like this. Data center will look like this. And you can see all these are servers and routers and switches actually. This can be some, some server here. Let me change the color. Okay, this can be some server here, some more server here. Okay, some storage devices maybe, some routers and switches, some storage, some firewall. Okay, you know how much this will cost you? The data center that you see here is there maybe in a big hall. A big hall, maybe let us say the hall that we have in our home, a bit bigger than that particular hall. So this is the data center we have, and the cost of this data center is in some crores of rupees. But see, there was no other option for companies beside this. They have to bring all these devices. I'll just make a note here. What they have to bring here? Server hardware. Then server OS, either Windows or Linux. Then firewalls, routers, switch, storage, cables, racks. What are racks? Can you see these frames? These are known as racks. These are the things. And beside this, they need to maintain cooling system. When you go with your mobile phone, when you use your mobile phone like 2 hours or 3 hours, your mobile phone will generate a lot of heat, right? Now this is a server. Just imagine how much heat they will generate. So we need proper cooling system. We need proper power backup. Okay. We need to maintain hardware. Anytime a server can go down, anytime there can be issue with your server. So we need to maintain all these things. Okay. We need to upgrade our hardware. So when you go with your old traditional networks here, my friend, this is what we have to do. And for this, we need to spend some crores of Indian rupees, but still, there is no guarantee that our servers and our applications will be up every time. So this is what a company is doing for last many decades, just to run an application. Okay, I should not say just to run an application because that is a business, right? So to run an application, this is what we have to do in the background. It is a very big task, right? It is indeed a very big task and very big work. But my friend, now there is one more option available. And that option is actually called cloud computing. You know what happens in cloud computing? Very simple. In cloud computing, there is a company with the name Amazon, Microsoft, Google. I will just name these three companies. There are many other cloud providers, but when I say Amazon, Microsoft, Google, you can realize how big is cloud. If a company like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google are providing cloud computing, just imagine the business and the scale of the cloud. You know what these companies will do? They will say, listen, you need to run your application. To run your application, you need server hardware, server OS, firewalls, routers, switches, storage, cable, blah, blah, blah. You need all these things, right? So the cloud provider will say, no need to take all this infrastructure in your company. Do one thing. We have the infrastructure available with us. Come to us and use our infrastructure. A cloud provider is a company who will say, no need to make this infrastructure within the company. Why you are taking all these devices? Why you do all this maintenance work? No need to do all these things, my friend. You do one thing. You just connect to our data centers. Amazon, Microsoft, Google, they have data centers present in different part of this world. There are different data centers available. There are many data centers available. Want to see how the data center looks actually? Amazon data center or Microsoft data center? Let me just show you one data center here. Now see, my friend, this is a data center. What we see here, a company's data center, which is having how many racks? 5 racks. And totally how many devices can be here? Some, 100 devices can be here. But when you go with the Amazon data center, first of all, the total number of racks are in thousands. And just imagine how many devices can be there. This is not the complete data center. This is, I think, only 10% of the data center. You know the size of the data center, how big the data centers are available in Amazon, Microsoft, and Google? I'll give an example. You know this cricket ground actually, or let's say a football ground. You might have seen some football matches, at least on TV. So football ground will be something like this, right? There is a goal here, and there is a goal here. The size of this football ground is approximately 1.2 acre. I hope you know how much is an acre. At least you have the knowledge of this acre. So the size of this football ground is 1.2 acre. You know the size of the data centers which Amazon, Microsoft, all these companies will have? 50 acre. Just imagine, my friend, a data center is there which has covered around 50 acres. Just imagine how much resources are there in that particular data center. 50 acre is indeed a very big size, right? 50 acre is indeed a very big space. So that is the data centers this Amazon, Microsoft people are having. So in this data center, what they have? In this data center, they have all the devices what we need. They have all the infrastructure what we need. See, this is one more data center which is available somewhere. Where are the data centers located? I'll explain you all these things, but as of now, this is the Amazon data center, and what you see here are racks. Every rack contains a lot of servers and a lot of devices. And this is one, maybe like 2% of the data center. This is not complete data center. This is only one lane here. Like this, there are some hundreds of lanes available in the data center. So what these companies will do here is they will offer you their data centers. They will say, use our data centers and run your applications and pay some money every month or every 3 months or every year. It depends on the package that we take. Such a brilliant idea here, my friend. A company like Amazon, it is coming to me and it is saying, why you're spending 10 crore rupees on your data center? You're simply starting your business, right? There is no guarantee that the business can run. So why you're spending that much money? Come to us. We have the data centers available. Connect to our data center. Run your application on the data center. We will provide you server OS, server hardware, storage, firewall, router. We'll provide you everything. You just connect to the data center and run your application. That's it. And pay some money every month or every 3 months or every 6 months. This is indeed a very big relief for companies, my friend. There is no need for them to spend that much money upfront. Means on day one, there is no need for them to spend any money. First, use the data centers and start paying money every month. Some amount will come. It is something like your electricity. You know what we do? Electricity. Is it possible like we can make our own substations? We can generate our own electricity? Of course not, right? Hardly, 1% people may generate their own electricity, some big companies. But 99% people, they will rely on the government electricity power, right? Or any private sector. What they do, they consume some electricity every month and they pay some money, let's say 700 rupees per month. That is quite manageable, right? But if you want to generate your own electricity, maybe you need to spend around 70 crore rupees. So this is too much for anyone. Spending 700 rupees per month is quite easy. So this is something like this. So cloud computing is a concept where a company like Amazon or Microsoft or Google, they are providing the services to us. They are saying we have the resources. AWS data center. These people are saying we have all the resources what you need. You just come to us, connect to our resources and run your applications and pay money every month. Some minimum charges will be there. Just pay that money. What you see right now on your screen are the data centers. When you see this, don't feel like these are small rooms or small halls. Remember I told you, maybe like this particular size is bigger than like 20 football grounds. What is there inside this? Inside this, you will see a data center like this, a data center like this. I hope the concept is clear now. This is what the application is all about and where we are running application. To run an application, we need the complete infrastructure. So instead of taking the complete infrastructure, what we do, we simply go there and use the infrastructure which is already there in cloud, which is already there with Amazon, Microsoft or Google. Just give me a couple of minutes here, friends. I'll do one thing. I will show you how easy it is to use cloud computing. I have an account in cloud. So hopefully in coming classes, I will show you how to create an account in cloud. But as of now, I will simply log in here into my account. See, I am sitting in my home. I don't have any server. I don't have any server hardware. There is no rack. There is no storage. There is no data center in my home. But what I'll do here is I will simply connect to the Amazon data center. And in next couple of minutes, I will run a web server for you. What is application? Web server is application, right? So please give me like 90 seconds to like 100 seconds. I'm not explaining anything here because this concept, what I'm doing right now will take at least 15 classes for me to explain. I will just create a web server for you. Okay, let's see how to do that. This is your actual cloud practical here. Very sorry for not explaining anything because like I said you, it will take a lot of time. So this is a web server. I'll select some option here. I'll select some key pair here. Edit setting, networking settings. I'll go to networking settings here. And I'll select something called VPC. I'll select a subnet. Coming to firewall. I'll just select a firewall here. Something. Coming to storage, some storage. And coming to this advanced details. This is just a basic demo session, friends. So let me just do one thing. I'll copy a script here. I'll explain about this script again in great details in coming classes. Paste. Now I will write my name. Now with my name, I'll do one thing. I'll write all your names. This is a web server, right? So what is a web server? Web server should contain some information. So let me just go with all your names in alphabetical order. Ashish, J, Likith, Madhav, Nikhil, Rajiv, Shravan, Vishal, Durga. Okay, let me add some other names like say John, Sina, Virat Kohli. You know what is this actually? This is a website that I'm creating. Where I'm sitting? I'm sitting in my home. I don't have any data center, no servers, no server operating system. Why should I spend lakhs of rupees to bring that infrastructure in my home or crores of rupees to bring that infrastructure in my home? I have an account in AWS, right? What I can do? I can just say launch instance here now. You know, while I was talking, actually, I just created a web server. Next 5 to 10 seconds, my web server will be ready. Where is my web server created? It is created in Amazon data center in a place called Sydney. You know where it is? Where is Sydney, right? I am sitting in Hyderabad. I am sitting in Hyderabad in India, and Sydney is somewhere in Australia, right? The distance between Hyderabad and Sydney is approximately 12,000 kilometers, or maybe more than 12,000 kilometers. So what I did here, I just connected to the Sydney branch. AWS people have a branch in Sydney, so I just connected to their branch. And now what I did here, I have just created a server there. This is a web server I have created. And there is an IP address here, 52.63.136.223. I'll copy. I'll go to browser. See, this is your website. I have just written all these names here, right? Renuka has joined just now actually, so maybe her name is not here, but we can see all the other names. My web server is ready. I just created my web server within 2 minutes without having any of the resources. What I did here is I just connected to cloud. By connecting to cloud, I have just created all the resources. I have just used all the resources which are there in the Sydney data center, and I have just created my web server. Now do one thing here, friends. I'm just, entering the IP address in the chat box. Can you see here 52.63.136.223? Just enter this IP address in your browser and tell me whether you can access this web server or not. What is a web server? Web server is an application that every person can access over the internet, right? So please tell me whether you can access the web server or not, and from which location you are accessing that web server.
Yeah, it's accessible.
It is accessible. From which location you are joining this session here, Vishal?
Kanpur Nagar, Uttar Pradesh.
Kanpur. See, I am in Hyderabad. My server is there in Sydney. Our friend is there in Kanpur. And one more friend is there in Pune. So they are able to connect. Pune person is able to connect. If anyone is sitting somewhere in, let's say, a very small village with the internet connection, they can access this particular server. Such a simple mechanism here, right? Did I paid any money? Did I spend any money on the infrastructure? No. I just use the infrastructure which is there in AWS, which is there in the AWS data center. I'm just using their infrastructure. I'm storing my data. I'm running my application. Now tell me what else you need here. Data and application is what we have in companies. Data and application, what we have over the internet. And both the things I'm storing over the cloud without paying money. As of now, I have not paid any money. By the end of the month, I will get some bill. So it will not be difficult for me to pay that particular bill. This is the concept of cloud computing, my friend. This is the brilliant concept of cloud computing, where we can connect to the data center, which is under the control of Amazon, Microsoft, or Google, and we can use their resources and we can store our data and we can run our application. So I showed you how to store the data, as well as I showed you how to run an application. Just a demo, but still we have seen this practically, right? So in coming classes, we need to see all these things theoretically as well as practically. These are the things we need to learn. Instances, images, you may see like these are the options we have here, but it will take at least 10 classes for me to cover all these things, or maybe more than 10 classes. So EC2 is one service. So like this, we have like different services. EC2, VPC, S3, IAM, storage, okay, security, CloudWatch, SNS. There are different services we have. So these services we need to cover so that we can provide services to a company. A company is looking for a person who can store the data over the cloud and who can run the application over the cloud. So for that, we need to learn this particular code so that we will be in a position to store the data over the cloud with protection, with security, and to run the application over the cloud with the best, performance. This is what we need to learn as a cloud in this particular course. This is what we need to learn in cloud in this course. Okay. So again, if you're a fresher without any knowledge of anything, like I said, there is absolutely no need to worry here, my friend. You're at the right place. We are starting everything from scratch and we'll go up to the advanced level. So there is no need for you to worry about the pre-requirements. And hopefully you understood something about cloud computing today. And like I said, tomorrow and after tomorrow also we have demos. We can join the session with the same link. Whatever link I have provided, the same link you can use here to join tomorrow and after tomorrow. Then you can decide what you have to do. So tomorrow and after tomorrow, I'll take you to more details of cloud. So hopefully that will help you a lot in understanding the concept of cloud. and then you will be in a better position to decide about your career. Before I take questions from you, I just want to say one thing here, my friend. If you have already decided to go with cloud computing as your career, you have selected a great career for yourself. Cloud is present and cloud is future. There is huge demand on cloud. If you are a fresher or if you are an experienced person, it doesn't matter. There is a huge demand on cloud, and the demand will be there for many years to come. Cloud has just begun actually. 3 years, 4 years before the cloud computing concepts had just begun. Okay. Now that was the demo session, the demo one for us. So it's up to you, my friend. Whatever doubts, whatever questions you have, I am available for you. Feel free to send your questions. And if you want to talk to me directly, more than welcome.
Can you share me your mail ID if any doubts so we can ask, or WhatsApp number?
Yeah, I'll share the mail ID as well as WhatsApp number, but not today, Vishal. After we complete the demo sessions,
Yeah.
I'll share all the details actually. I'll share
Yeah.
the,
Can I ask one doubt?
yeah, please go ahead, Vishal.
Yeah. Basically, I'm working as in the testing domain. Okay. I need to move with the cloud. So is it good for me?
Like I said, cloud is good for any person. Suppose if someone is coming from MBBS background, or let's say someone is a lawyer, they are completely different paths, right? But for
Yeah.
them also, they can start their career in cloud.
Okay. So basically, only AWS is the enough for the getting the job, or we need to learn any other part also with the
Excellent,
AWS.
excellent question. If you know Linux plus AWS, then
Okay.
your resume is a very, your resume will get a lot of weightage there. We will
Okay.
see some basics of Linux in AWS, but not full administration. Hopefully next
Okay.
month I'll be starting the Linux administration. But if you go with Linux plus AWS, that will be great for your career.
Okay. So we need to learn. We need to learn the Linux admin, right? Then
Yeah.
AWS.
No, I'm not saying like first you need to learn Linux admin then AWS. I'm saying when you learn the AWS, you can go with the AWS directly. Then if you want to learn the Linux, you can go with the Linux.
Okay. Okay. So basically, I need to go with the AWS only. So I need to learn only AWS, right? Is it fine for me?
Right now only AWS, but if you can get your Linux administration also, that will be great for you.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not saying like first you should learn Linux and AWS. I'm saying you should know both. First, what you are learning, it's up to you. You can go with AWS directly, or if you know the Linux already, then already you can go with the AWS concepts.
Okay. If I need to go with AWS only, so is it good? Is it fine, right?
It is fine, but again, the question was what is better? I said the
Okay.
better is Linux and AWS, or AWS
Okay.
plus Linux. That is better.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
And one more question again. Can I ask?
Yeah, please, Vishal, go ahead.
With the learning AWS thing from as a your mentor, right? So we
Yeah.
need to go. We need to do any certification also for the AWS. No need.
Okay, good question again, Vishal, but I'll come to the certifications part tomorrow. As of now, I can say one thing. It depends on your requirement. Maybe yes, maybe no. If you do the certification, that is good actually. But if there is no certification, there is no harm. I'll say one thing. Learning is a bit difficult in a way. Certification is the easiest thing you do.
Okay.
Okay, so how you do the certification, I'll come to that question tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. No problem.
Okay,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
I have one doubt. Actually, I'm looking in the job change. So people are asking, do you have the AWS? So I'm the Java and big data developer. So what is the meaning of the AWS? Means AWS is regarding to related to development, yeah, admin.
Jaiprakash, it's a good question. If you're learning, if you're working as a developer, Java, Python, whatever, you need to learn AWS, Amazon Web Services. But is it related with admin part or the developer part? That's an excellent question. See, you should first go with the admin part. If you go and see the AWS certification paths, you should go first with the admin part. Whatever we learn in the admin part, I can say 60 to 70% will be same in the developer part. Then in developer part, we have some different topics.
Okay. So
Okay.
are you going to cover both admin plus developer?
No, no one will cover both. Whenever they offer the course, they will offer you the admin part because this is the first step. We will be
Okay. So
learning many.
after admin, I have
Yeah.
to, then next is the developer, right?
Yeah, I will share you the services, what are there in the developer part, so you can just prepare those services.
Okay.
But first, everywhere you will start with the admin part.
Yeah, seriously, actually, I joined one batch from the DURGASOFT only.
Okay.
So there people also discussing the same thing. So this is first time, so I don't have much more idea. So I did
Yeah.
some R&D, then joined this batch.
Okay. Okay. Actually, every company is asking their programmers to go and learn AWS.
Yes, yes.
It is becoming mandatory. In every batch, I have like people who are coming from the programming background.
That's why I asked this question, means which part actually that people asking. I don't
Yeah.
have much more idea. Just asking, do you have the AWS knowledge, experience? So I don't know. I don't have any of either no knowledge.
Okay. Okay. No issues. You are at the right place. Hopefully, you will get the good and the
Okay.
perfect idea about the AWS.
And I have one, you are sharing the recording session. So session is also valid for this one. You can download the same day. It's accessible like the 1 year, yeah, 6 months.
1 year is there, but my friend, once you finish your class, and after that, once you watch your video for one time, that is enough for you for your lifetime. It's not like you should take these videos for like next 3 years or 4 years.
Yes.
That
If
much
one
is
time,
more.
no, yes.
Yeah, 1 year is there. That is too much.
Mhm.
1 year is too.
Just I'm asking means maybe you can't download, right? So maybe you can, based on the requirement, you can download and watch, right?
No, okay. It will be available there for you for at least 1 year. Yeah. Yeah.
So this batch time is 8 to 9, right?
Yeah. 8 a.m. to like 9 a.m. or 9:05, 60 to 70 minute session will be there every day.
And every the Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday or Sunday also.
Monday to Friday for sure. Weekly, we will take minimum 5 classes. Sometimes we can go with like 6 classes also.
Okay.
So if there is a 6th class, I'll inform you before, but at least 5 classes a week.
Then might be this course duration is around 60 days, 2 months, right?
50 to 55 days. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Okay, can I ask one thing also again?
Yeah, Vishal, go ahead, please.
Yeah, basically mock interview also there, or only classes there? Any test is there? Mock interview is there in between classes?
See, good question. Whenever I take a topic, let us say I'm dealing with security.
Okay.
There only I need to explain you like, okay, what is security? What are the things we need to understand in security? And what questions they will ask you in security? When I go with storage, there only I need to say like, what is storage? What questions will come in storage? When I go with this monitoring tools, I need to explain about those things. So I need to conduct these sessions in such a way that, basics, understanding the technology, practicals, and interviews. All these things I need to cover. So my, teaching experience should come here actually. So I need to conduct every session in that particular order. And at the end of the course, I'll show you like where exactly interview questions will be available so that you can go and just revise these questions. You'll get proper, understanding to answer that particular question.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, there is a question coming here like, apart from videos, what is included in course material? Like I said, Nikhil, we have some running notes every day. You know what I do in class? I will create some running notes here. Let me just go with some of my existing batches. This batch I have already completed last week. So see, these are the running notes I have here. I just need to go through these running notes. I have to make some, diagram here. So I'll share all these running notes with you. Okay, whenever we go with a topic, I have to just go with this thing. So I have created all these notes in the class itself so that, it will be easy for you to just go through these points here and try to understand things in a diagrammatic way. So all these things I have to cover here. Okay. And like I said, you at the end of the course, or at any time, I will show you where are the documents available so that you can go through these documents and you can get the perfect idea about cloud.
I just have one more question. So are you covering here the Linux basic, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm covering Linux basics as well as Windows basics.
Windows basic means what is the Windows? Just can you explain what type of the
Windows basics means I will show you how to launch a Windows server, how to connect to the Windows server, how to use the Windows server, how to attach a storage there, what is a service there, all these things I need to cover in Windows.
So Linux basics means Linux script you are explaining, Linux server.
No, Linux server scripts. No, Linux server administration. We need to select what is Linux, how to create a file there, or how to attach a storage there, how to monitor our Linux resources. Okay, all these things.
I think Linux command. My assumption is might be covering the Linux scripting and some other thing.
Okay, who is covering?
No, I was thinking you might be in the course content mention Linux. So I think you might be covering the Linux
Linux,
scripting and something.
yeah, I understood your question, my friend. Linux is a different course that I'll be covering as a different course, not in AWS. In
Yeah.
AWS, we will see, if I go with everything like Windows servers and Linux servers and everything, then you should come here for like 12 months.
Yes, sir, definitely.
In my career, I have taken Windows Server Administration classes, that is MCSE, Network Administration, CCNA, CCNP, Red Hat Linux, and virtualization. I have covered all these things. I have trained people on all these technologies. So I know what
And
exactly
one
is
more
it.
thing, are you DevOps is related to AWS or something?
First AWS, then DevOps.
Okay, so what is the duration of that course, AWS?
What the duration of DevOps?
Yes.
The DevOps will be like for like 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
2 months, my friend. 2 months is not a big deal. You're learning a very big technology, my friend.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Okay, and this technology will be there with you for the rest of your life. What you are going to learn in the next 2 months in AWS and after that
I joined one of the DURGASOFT batch. So they are, but time due to time I miss actually 9 o'clock in the evening. So that's why I'm not continued. So they are mentioned the AWS plus DevOps.
Yeah, so AWS is for like nearly 50 days. DevOps is for like 2 months. This course is only for AWS as of now. What you are going to learn here, then you can go with the DevOps. DevOps and AWS both are different. Okay, so to learn DevOps, first you should go with AWS. That is for sure. Okay. Yeah, thanks a lot for like, being here for like 1 hour, 15 minutes. It was a good session. Yeah, any other question? And I'm available for you.
Yeah,
And
thank you so much for today's sessions. Thank you.
yeah, thank you, Lord Vishal. Yeah, thanks, Madhav. And hopefully just try to come again tomorrow and after tomorrow. Hopefully we'll just try to see a bit more about cloud. Like I said, these 2 sessions are like, demo sessions. Same link will be there. And hopefully we'll just get through more details of cloud. And then hopefully you will be in a better position to, decide about your career. I always say this, cloud is a great career. Like suppose I'm in India, cricket is a great career for me. But it's not mandatory like every sportsman in India is a cricketer, right? They may go with like football or tennis or like, chess or badminton or any other thing. So it's up to the person's interest. But first of all, the person should know what exactly is this technology. Okay, so please do join the session again tomorrow. And I can see some people, they join a bit late. So just go through this recorded session. It will be available on YouTube within like a couple of hours. Go through this session again if needed and come with more questions tomorrow, hopefully. And let's see how it goes tomorrow and after tomorrow. That's it for the day, friends. Very good luck for your careers. Take care of your health and hope to see you again tomorrow for the second demo session. Thanks a lot, friends. Bye. Take care.